Good morning, Bondera Matram. Welcome all of you. So this morning we are going to discuss a topic from Savitri, that is on secret knowledge. Very interestingly, few lines we will try to quote from secret knowledge. That is very interesting topic. Of course, here in this topic, it is from Sri Aurobindo Savitri, the great one, where we find a lot of secrets are there. Already about while discussing on the knowledge. Of course, when we are discussing the knowledge, we know all knowledge, whatever we find. These are only external, superficial, of no, not that much worthy, because it is only staying on the surface. So we feel that is already everything is recited, everything reread, everything is written from age to age, from century to century. Of course, we find the same thing. We keep rotting word after word. We feel we are degree holders, we are a knowledgeable person, we have knowledge. But thing is that it is perfectly correct to describe that only thing that is knowledge, that is only on divine knowledge. Nothing is permanently, prematurely self-existent without the knowledge of the divine. Anyway, we are, and that is kept secret. But why? Because this is the query of the all sadhakas, sadhus, the people who are pursuing the path. So they keep moving and they are in quest of this secret knowledge. That is what the real point. But when we move forward in sadhana, we find, because secret knowledge, that is only based on the knowledge of the divine. That is the point of discussion right now. We are going to see few lines. Initially, Sri Aurobindo quotes, on a height he stood that looked towards greater heights. On a height he stood, it is of course written on Asupati. So just imagine that looked towards a greater height, which we have never glimpsed, never achieved, we have never dreamed of even. Because the soul has been released, yoga of the king, and after within this, as a matter of sadhana, siddhi, the soul is released, of course. Then we'll find after the soul is released, he stands on a point, on a height that look towards a greater height. Because here in the course already we have known, we find when we look from the standing on the ground, we look upward, we find something like everything is everything is at a top. But when we reach reach the atop, or any means, either physically or through the yogic consciousness, we find on the plateau. When we stand up and we foresee, we find greater plateaus are there and number of plateaus are there. Of course, this is the scenario and this is the scenario method. So this height is actually steer in the course our early approaches to the infinity, That is what the and our sunrise splendors of a marvelous birth, and this is while lingers at unseen the glorious sun. That is the height. There are sunrise splendors of a marvelous birth, while lingers at unseen the glorious sun. That is what the point of reference and we are most questing for. So again, here in the course, here we find something superficially, we see something here in the course. What is the scene really? That is a shadow of what must come. That is proposed one scene, one scenario, one vision we see that actually represents actually what is going to happen later. Steer in the course, this arts uplook to a remote unknown. Arts uplook, not only from us, it is the arts uplook towards which remote unknown is a preface only of the epic climb. The climb that is epic, and it has to take place. We have to go of human soul from its flat earthly state. Initially, we know there is a soul inside us behind the heart center that we know, and soul and psychic almost the same thing. And here in the course, the epic climb of human soul from its flat earthly state to the discovery of a greater self. The soul, it is the adventure of soul. It is the soul epic climb. Soul has to climb for what? Again, from its earthly state. For what? For the discovery of a greater self, where in the in the discovery of a greater self and the far gleam upon eternal light. So that is the purpose for which the soul takes the epic climb. For that, this knowledge is necessary. Not with the ordinary knowledge, superficial knowledge, everything can be achieved, of course. Still in the course again, then what is the problem with this world in the lower hemisphere on the earth surface where we really stand? Still in the course, this world is a beginning and a base. Nothing more is achieved. Two types of movements we find normally in the human journey, in the process of human journey. One is horizontal, second is vertical. Horizontally we find, we go to Pondicherry, we go to Vatican, we go to Ajodhya, we go to Makkah, Medina, like this. But there is a vertical flight from there itself, the beginning, very interestingly, we find the point is ready. Actually, from the base is ready so that the structure will be erected, or that takeoff will take place. From that, the base is ready. Still in the course, this world is a beginning and the base, where life and mind erect their structured dreams. There is a dream, and that has to be erected and fulfilled, and this is to be structured by the life and the mind. Sri Aurobindo quotes again very interestingly and very typically Sri Aurobindo quotes, an unborn power must build reality. Reality we really build. Every day the building, the construction is going on by masonry engineers, or yesterday we have of course celebrated that Vishwakarma Puja, the great Lord Vishwakarma who actually created the world. But here in the course, everything is, it is visible, everything is seen. We find that some every day some reality, something is being constructed, being built. But here, that is a original thing, that is a very strategic base that has to be built by an unborn power. This unborn power has to build a reality which is no more visible up to till now. But only a part is seen, we have taken it for the whole. On that visible part only we are working, but the reality and the real phenomenon and the real structure and the real truth is living far behind. Steering the then again quotes beautifully, what is really our identity? What is our identification? How we are identified? Sometimes I am like this, my father's name is like this, I am staying like this, I am so much stable, or I am influential. In all many ways we go that way, but still in the course, a death-bound littleness is not all we ask. If somebody is asked, he had got the theoretical value, theoretical knowledge, that is not actually secret knowledge, theoretical knowledge. He wants everybody, and proudly they quote, Jatasya hi dhruvang mrityu. When there is a birth, definitely only thing is sure for him who has taken birth, that is death. But here in the course, here in the of course, is totally falsify this statement. Here in the course, a death-bound littleness is not all we are. Maybe some people will be there; they will be bound by death, and they will be death-bound, and of course there is a littleness, death-bound and littleness. But not all we are. Some people may be there, but people who are listening to this video, audio, or coming under the YouTube category, so that naturally they will feel they are pursuers of the integral yogic path. They are moving towards perfection and the in the process of transformation. So for them, evolution is not a slow process; it is going as in a steadfast way, and of course, it is in a very dazzled manner, because they are sure of the reaching their goal with the blessings of the divine, by the guidance of the divine, and of course the blessings of the very love and care of the divine. So still in the course here, a death-bound littleness is not all we are. Not all we are. Death-bound littleness is a one part. Again, second part is not all we are. Some people maybe, it does not matter. But then if we are not death-bound, we are not little, it is not the littleness for us, then what really we are? Immortal or forgotten vastness. So here initially the initial first sentence we have quoted death-bound, it is immortal. Littleness, it is vastness. But one more additional word is used, that is forgotten. We have forgotten. That's why we are little, we are death-bound. Once we can recall it, we can remember it, and we will be then naturally we will feel that we are immortal, we are vast, we have vastness and immortality. We are not at all death-bound, and we are not little. So where it is, this vastness, this immortality, where it stays, where really it is, so that man can go and find him. Still in the course, await a discovery in our summit selves. Await a discovery. You simply you have to reach there. You have to create something, invention. That is the process of creating something out of nothing. You have to apply your brain. Many ways you will apply. But thing is that here in the course here, await a discovery on our summit selves. It is awaiting for the discovery where it is on the summit selves. You have to do nothing. As Columbus reached your America, and your Amerigo Vespucci also did the same. Drake moved around the world. Vasco da Gama discovered India that was existing like this. They are also await discovery in our summit selves. Then if we can be able to reach there, then what will be the change for us here in the course? Unmeasured births and deaths of being are ours. Now we are confined. Now we are finite. We are little. We are small. But thing is that once we can be able to reach there, then unmeasured that can be measured. Breadths and depths of being are ours. Then steer in the few lines. Steer in the quotes beautifully. Sometimes we forget. Sometimes we don't know. We fail to look back at our souls. See in the course, even when we fail to look into our souls, there is a soul within. It has come for experience. It is psychic. With the development, it is becoming psychic. So it is for the gathering experience, develop and progress and develop. So even when sometimes during the course, even when we fail to look into our souls, or lie, second condition, embedded in the earthly consciousness, we forget to be divine. We can release our consciousness from this littleness, from the earthly embodiment. Then also, still have we parts that grow towards the light. Even if that time, even if with the worst category, worst period, there itself we find that we have parts grow towards the light. Yet are there luminous tracks and heavenly serene and Eldorados of splendor and ecstasy, and temples to the Godhead none can see. That is the reality. That's what we are here. We have forgotten our vastness. We have forgotten our immortality. We feel we are little. We are in finite, and of course we are confined with that. Again, course that the course it is gone. So sometimes when our sight is turned within, because within from as per Sri Aurobindo, from within outward is the law. So when we turn our sight is turned within. Within we become introvert. We turn our sight within. Earth's immortal, ignorant veil is lifted from our eyes. Now a veil is there on our eyes, that is from the earth. This earth's ignorant veil is lifted from our eyes, and there is a short miraculous escape. If there is a short miraculous escape, so there is a chance we can escape, and we will leave behind better to us as a life this narrow field of cramped experience. So this experience comes, sometimes it comes. Our little works, our insufficient reach, it is actually, it has to be overcome, because there is a chance of a short miraculous escape we can go. So then Sri Aurobindo very interestingly quotes here, very interestingly, there when we talk of the inner light and inner sun, there are actually Sri Aurobindo quotes of the quotes and compares on the two lights. One is outer light we see, like electric light we use, our solar light we use, or something out external light we can see, like different types of lamp, signal, and your neon lamp we see. That is what actually, what is what is its principle? It simply burns. When it burns, the things, the insects and all, it is there, they get attracted to the light. Bright light attract the scent, the moths. So the insects, they come to the blazing light, getting blazing outer light, getting attracted by the light and the flow of the light. Against here, window very beautifully quotes here. There is also one light, that is inner light we can see. So what really happens when there is the glazing, that is the burning of the outer light, these moths, these unwanted gas, they giving attracted to the light, simply spoil the atmosphere. And when the inner light is burnt, inner light is glittered up, then enlightened, just opposite things happens here in the course. in moments, not always, in moments when the inner lamps are lit and the life's cherished guests are left outside. Life's cherished guests, anger, jealousy, sex, attachment, desires. So these are the things, kama, krodha, moksha, moha. These are the things. They are cherished guests. We cherish them unknowingly because we are in the ordinary consciousness. They are left outside because with the influence of the inner light, they get repelled. With the attraction of the outer light, they get attracted. Here, with the burning of the inner light, when it comes forward, these lives cherished guests, they, what they do, they are left outside. Then what happens? Our spirit sits alone and speaks to our corpse. That is the that is the time, that is the true phenomenon that happens. And what then happens? A wider consciousness opens then its doors, invading from spiritual silences a ray of the timeless glory, stoops a while to commune with our seized illumined clay, and leaves its huge stamp, white stamp upon our lives. Then that happens, the wider consciousness actually opens its doors, invading from the spiritual stillnesses, not from the ordinary light or earthly atmosphere, to commune with our seized illumined clay, to commune with our seized illumined clay with which we are not able to commune, and leaves its huge white stamp upon our lives. And that is the time when really we hear what mortal ears have never heard, we feel what earthly senses are never felt, we love what common hearts repel and dread. Our minds hush to the bright omniscient, a voice calls from the chambers of the soul. So that is the knowledge we are inquiry. That is the knowledge for actually we cherish to know. We want to acquaint. We want to gain. That is the real situation. That is the real scenario. That secret knowledge we must know. That is the knowledge of the divine, kept secret. Almost the knower is here, and of course the guide is here, and the secret knowledge that is also that can be unveiled with this, with the coming, with the presence of this secret power, and we must aspire for. Thank you, Vande Mataram.